What's up, guys, and today we're going to be doing a video that I have spent months and months making, and I hope you enjoy it. Today we're going to be ranking the Arkham games. But before we get to the ranking, I'm going to talk about my experience with the Arkham games, but I'm going to leave pause points in the description in case if you just want to hear the ranking or just want to hear my experience on the story. You can just skip to those points. Before we get into my experience with the Arkham games, I'm just going to let you know that this video will be very controversial. So my experience with the Arkham games started last year. I had never played the Arkham games, and I've been very excited about playing them. And I wasn't sure what they were going to be like, but then I got the first Arkham game, Asylum, and I immediately started playing it, and I actually wasn't the most thrilled with it. I had played like the first hour of the game, and I'm like, this is quite slow. I liked how it started, but once we started getting into the gameplay, I thought it was quite lackluster. So I took like a month or two of a break, and I played some other video games I wanted to do. And then I was like, why don't I just hop back on Asylum? So I get back on it. I play through some more levels. I basically played through the part where we first meet Scarecrow and fight him, which is actually my favorite boss fight in the whole game. And then we go to the part with Bane, and we fight him. And then I'm like, this is actually getting very much better than from how I started. And then I took like a week break because I had a busy day through school. So then I started playing it again, and I'm like, this is kind of boring. Because the next lot of it, in my opinion, was boring. And then eventually I was about halfway through the game, and I was thinking about quitting because I was so bored of it. And then I decided to just take a break and just play other games. A couple months later, I get back on the game, and I played through the rest of it, and the second half was far better than the first one. And it turned the little, not very much interesting first half to very interesting and very fun and exciting. So that's my experience with Arkham Asylum. Oh yeah, and comment Batman Arkham if you are a true fan and are watching this part. After I finished Asylum, I wasn't sure if I wanted to play City or not, because the first half of it was quite boring. So I was very iffy on whether I wanted to play Arkham City. But eventually, last June, I decided to pick up Arkham City and give it a play. Let's just say it was the best gaming experience I've ever had in my life. I was hooked to Arkham City the whole time. All the twists in that game were amazing. Everything about the game just had me excited, and I could not stop playing it. I took almost no break from playing it. I spent like almost the whole first month of the summer completing it 100%. And it was just amazing to play through, especially for the first time. So I finished City and was excited to play Arkham Knight. But I thought I'd give Origins a try first because Arkham Knight is supposed to end off the saga. And I wasn't sure whether Arkham Knight was going to be good or it was going to suck. Because a lot of people on YouTube, because at that point in time, I was watching a ton of Arkham content, were not too happy with Origins, and they thought it was mid. So I'm like, should I play it? People are saying it's the worst. And I'm like, worse than Asylum? Do I really want to play it? And I'm like, nah, I liked City so much, I definitely wanted to try Arkham Origins. Then I played Arkham Origins, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was not even close to being as great as City was, but I had a lot of fun playing through it. The twists were good. I just had a lot of fun playing Origins. But my only disappointment was that Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy were not in the game. Then I decided to go ahead and play Arkham Knight. And I also had a lot of fun with Arkham Knight. I had a lot of fun with Arkham Knight, especially because, in my opinion, it's the best ending that this game franchise could have had. And I just had a ton of fun playing Arkham Knight. And there were some crazy twists that I did not see coming and paid off really well to me. And also, I loved getting the chance to play with the Batmobile. And for City, Origins, and Knight. Those games had me hooked, and I barely took any breaks while playing them. Now it's time to get ranking the Arkham games. Now this part had me really excited for the video, and it was extremely hard to rank some of these games. By the way, I don't dislike any of these games. The last place, I'm unfortunately going to have to put in Arkham Asylum. As I said with my experience with the game, I found the first half to be very boring, but at least it redeems itself, in my opinion, in the second half with having a much better, more fun game to play. The graphics are, in my opinion, not very good, depending on the scene you're doing. I feel like the combat is at its worst in this game, but the atmosphere, Easter eggs, I feel like a lot of it has a lot of good elements, but overall, it just, in my opinion, does not go to the high standards of every other Arkham game. Those are some very high standards to beat. My viewers described Arkham Asylum perfectly. One of the best games I've ever played, but out of the whole series, it's the one I enjoy the least, which really says how much I like the others. And it's definitely a solid 8 out of 10. And it has the best atmosphere and Easter eggs. So overall, Arkham Asylum comes in last place. On the list, we have Arkham Origins. Now, I love this game, but I do like this game substantially more than Asylum. I had fun all throughout this game. I thought the story was very intriguing. It hooked me the entire time. The twist reveals were awesome. The boss fights were overall averaging it out, were probably the best in this game. I like the whole concept about the bounty hunters on Batman. I think that Joker and the new actor that plays Joker and the actor that plays Batman in this game were good. Not even close to being good, though, was Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy. But they were very good in this game. You can definitely tell it was not made by Rocksteady, so it has a bit of a different feel than all the other games. It's just overall a really fun game with really good boss fights. Also, this game is very, very much underrated. Also really liked how the game was mostly about Batman's first interactions and meeting the Joker. And I feel like they executed that very well. The twist with that black mask was the Joker was phenomenal, in my opinion. On the list we have Arkham Knight. Now, I love this game. This game is my 5th favorite video game. It's very fun and enjoyable. I like everything in it, including the Batmobile. I know a lot of people had a lot of issues with it, but I actually liked it quite a bit. I just don't like how much it was used. Batman's a hand-to-hand fighter, not a tank fighter. I just feel like the Batmobile was utilized a bit too much. A lot of people have issues with the Arkham Knight reveal. I actually don't. I think it's genius because they keep slowly making little hints at it throughout the game. And you're like, it must be Jason Todd, but can't because he is Red Hood. And even in the promotion of the game, they promoted it as an original villain. So no one, well, I bet someone did, but it was hard to even see the twist coming. And another great thing about this game is the Joker being like a bit of a narrator throughout the game. Like he talks to Batman some. And that final level where Joker is forgotten is phenomenal. The Scarecrow is an amazing villain. My only real criticism of this game is that, in my opinion, we spend way too long trying to find Barbara Gordon, only to find her dead, only to find out she's alive. They should have just cut that back a little bit and added another plot point throughout the game. And you even get to have Mark Hamill singing a song, so that's another win. Coming in first place, and I bet no one saw this as a surprise, Arkham City. I had a phenomenal experience with this game. I had so much fun with every single level. Every level had me hyped for the next one. It was so fun. All of the twist reveals were just done amazing. And I bet almost a couple people, it's very hard to figure out that there was a fake Joker. The twist reveal was done perfectly. In my opinion, it's almost the perfect video game. It has everything. It has a good story. It has good character motives. It has good villains. And the side quests are the best in this game. This game is like, it's the greatest video game of all time. There's nothing to even complain about. It's just so good. And it's so fun getting to play through it the first time and being like, oh, I didn't know he was in this. Oh, I didn't know he was in this. And you get to experience all of this like shock, like from the twist reveals. I feel like everything was done perfectly. But my only criticism of the game is that, in my opinion, the whole side quests that we had with Catwoman were not fun at all. I did not like any of the Catwoman levels. Like, I like the one where she snuck into that place and you had to try to steal the artifact and right after Protocol 10 comes down. But overall, I'm not a huge fan of the Catwoman levels, but everything else in the game was so good, so I can't really complain about it much. So Arkham City easily takes first place. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below your ranking with each of the Arkham games.